Okay, and then let me get. Okay. I'm showing my smiling face so you know who I am. Hey, thank you for joining me today. This is a live workshop webinar on social media management for your business. So if you are feeling like you're not in the right workshop, this is what we're going to talk about. I like this to be a conversation, so please comment in the chat, unmute yourself and raise your hand or whatever you want to do so that this is a conversation, not a monologue. I'm not a fan of just hearing me talk. I really do want to help you inherently. And it doesn't work unless you guys have questions or respond to some of the questions that I have for you. Okay. Again, this is free. So I normally charge $250 an hour. You're getting this for free. So take advantage of it. And the more that you can, the more that you're going to get a return on the time that you spend with me today. Okay. So we got about 41 slides to go through. So I'll try to go as fast as I can. I promise you, you will have at least one solid takeaway for sure. So I am founder and CEO of Advertise and #SocialBuzz. Like I said, we're going to be talking about social media to grow your business. I 100% grew my business with social media. My business was started in 2014. And so we are about to hit 10 years. Yay. So if anybody has ever told you that social media does not work, I am just going to poo-poo on that. Before we get started, I am going to tell you that the one thing that is going to drive all the success that you're going to have, the one word, and I don't want you to forget this word, but the one thing is consistency. If you do not have consistency, it's not going to work. It's never going to work. And then this is not just for social media. This is for any marketing that you do. If you're not consistent, it will not work. If you're going to be that kind of person who tries a little bit of here and a little bit there and a little bit here, it's not going to work. Okay. So everybody's always looking for the magic bullet, the magic wand, the magic, thing that's going to create all this momentum and all this happening for someone's business. And I'm going to tell you that the one common thing, the thing that you need is consistency. That is the one thing. If we go through this whole presentation and you do not get that I'm trying to tell you to do this consistently, you're going to fail. You will fail at social media. You're going to fail at any other marketing. Consistency is king. Anybody who's successful today is because they were consistent with what they were doing, no matter what they were doing. So it's not where they were, it's that they were consistent at it. So please keep that in mind as we move forward. 76% of consumers say that if you market to me being I'm the consumer, if you market to me, I will remember you. These are consumers telling us as business owners, they're saying that if you market to me, I will remember you. That's how people shop. That's how people put you on a shopping list. That's what you want to be. You want to be on somebody's shopping list. So consumers are saying, market to me and I will remember you. And that's just the name of the game. And so if I had to summarize that for you or kind of put a little more meat to that. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, if I had to put a little more meat to that, basically what you're telling your future customers is who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you. That's what you're doing. And that's what consumers are saying, why they would remember you. So keep that in mind as you're doing your marketing. I don't know why my slides are going back and forth. is you're repetitively telling them and reminding them who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you. Okay. Now, the first thing you need for sure before you do any type of marketing, you want to know what is the problem that you're solving. So I'm going to pose this question to you, all of you who are attending this workshop. What is the problem you're solving? I want to know, put it in the chat. I want to know what is the problem you're solving. I want to make sure that you're very clear and what is the problem that you are solving. And in this example, what I'm showing you is a PI attorney, personal injury. Okay. Personal injury attorney. So when a personal injury attorney, the problem that they're solving is if you've been in an accident, call me, right? Because they're saying that if you've been in an accident, there could be an opportunity to get more money, to sue the person, whatever the case may be, so that they can help you. Okay. No. Oh, so, okay, great. I was going to say nobody wants to share, but somebody did put something in the chat. So, oops, let's not get ahead before we, give me a second. Okay. So Laura says how to make sure your voice is heard and you can advocate for yourself in a medical setting. Okay. So what is your business, Laura? I'd be curious to know, because that sounds fantastic. I'm just curious of what your business is. And as Laura is sharing, anybody else want to tell us the problem that you're solving? Menopause awareness and advocacy. Awesome. Love it. Okay. Anybody else want to share the problem? Okay. I'm going to keep moving on because again, we have 41 slides. Okay. The second thing you definitely want to make sure that you know that you have a good foundation for is what's your unique selling proposition. I'm going to give you an example to help you out. So what is your unique selling proposition? What does that mean? What makes you different? What makes you unique? So let's say, for example, plumbers. There are a ton of plumbers, a ton. So what makes them unique? And I actually had a meeting with a plumber years ago, and he would say, Kat, I'm just like any other plumber. There's nothing unique about us. We're all the same. I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. And then I asked him, I said, what's the one thing that all the other plumbers fail at? What are they not doing? And he said, it's easy. They don't call people back. And I go, okay, so then what do you do? And he goes, we have a rule. We call people within 24 hours. Actually, his number was smaller than, I think, 8 hours. So he's like, we call people back. We make sure we call everyone back and make sure that they found a solution to the problem. So everybody here has a unique selling proposition. Anybody brave enough to share theirs with me? And I'll tell you, like in one of my companies, I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I have more than one company. In one of my companies, our unique selling proposition is the first 30 days are free. There are lots of marketing companies, a ton. So you have to make sure you understand what is your unique selling proposition. What makes you different? Why would someone choose you over the competitors, over all the others? So remember this, keep this in mind, because this is what's going to separate you from your competitors. So nobody's brave enough to share your unique selling proposition. Again, remember, this is a workshop. You got to get engaged. You got to start giving some feedback if you want to really retain this. So know what your unique selling proposition is, because it's really, really important. It's what separates you from your competitors. The third thing you want to know, and this is going to prevent you from wasting a lot of money, you have to know your audience. You have to know exactly who is your target, who is your audience. What do I mean by that? You should know them so well that you create some sort of avatar or persona for this person. So you want to drill them down. Are they a single parent? Do they have 2 kids? Do they have 3 kids? Do they live in the suburbs? Do they live in the metro? Keep drilling it down till you know exactly who your audience is. Now, the cool thing is you can have more than one audience, and you should separate them and do this exercise for each audience. So, for example, I capitalize on women-owned businesses. So I would probably put down as my persona is a woman-owned business. And, she's probably doing too many things, and she's doing her own social media, and she's probably in a position where she's pulling her hair out, or she's time starved because she needs to spend time with her family, or other things. And so that would be my persona. So again, keep in mind who your audience is. The more that you can drill it down, the more that you can outline who your audience is, the better for you. And again, you're not going to be wasting dollars on people that are not relevant. Nobody's brave enough to share your target audience. Anybody want to share their target audience? Anybody? Does anybody know who their target audience is? Okay, so Laura says women in midlife. Awesome. That's perfect. Anybody else want to share their target audience? Anybody else? No. Okay, so again, this is going to prevent you from wasting a lot of money. Once you know exactly who your target audience is, this is a key factor. It's a key factor. And again, you can have more than one target audience. Do not overlap your target audience when you're marketing. They're separate. Keep them separate. They are separate. Treat them separately, because again, the reason why you're defining this is you're not going to talk to lactating moms the same way that you would talk to a plumber. Okay. So that's why you create different audiences and you separate them, because your message to them is going to be completely separate. Okay. Zantanya says people who need hair replacement. Awesome. And that's a great target because that's very easy and definable. That is awesome. Okay. So let's keep going on. What are your expectations? How many of you now, and you can just put a thumbs up in the chat or rate something. How many now do your own social media marketing? Are all of you doing your own social media marketing? Okay. Yes. I see one. Yes. So I'm assuming if you don't say yes, then you're not doing any social media marketing, or you have someone doing it for you. So, yes. Okay. Monique, Laura. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so right now when you're doing social media, do you have any expectations? Anybody want to drop in the chat what your expectations are? And anybody, and also what your expectations are once you start learning this and do it on your own. What are your expectations? I'm just curious. I want to know what your expectations are that when you start doing your own social media marketing. I have none because I am just starting. Okay, great. That's Laura. Awesome. Anybody else want to give some feedback? What your expectation for any marketing, if it's not social media, what are your expectations? Anybody else? Nobody? Getting new clients. Okay, great. I'm glad you said that, Monique, because, or I'm sorry, Zantanya, because I also just starting. Okay, great, David. That's awesome. Okay, so let's address more clients or getting more new clients. Okay, Monique did answer. I thought I was like going crazy. Let's talk about that, because here's what I want you to understand about expectations. One, you should have expectations. You should, whether you're getting started or not. You need to have expectations. Second, you should have goals. You got to have defined goals of what it is that you're going to get as a result of this, that once you get started, okay? Because at some point, you're probably going to offload this to a freelancer, a VA, a marketing company, somebody, okay? Because as you get busier, you can't do the day-to-day minutia, and you should reward yourself by contracting that out. So expectation should be defined goals. And when you say more clients or get new clients, here's what I want you to think about. How many clients do you get now? And you can think over a month. How many clients do you get now? And how much do you want to grow by? Because it has to be manageable expectations. You can't say, hey, Kat, I want to get 100 new clients every month. And then I say, hey, how many clients do you get now? Oh, we get probably about 5, maybe. Is it realistic to go from 5 to 100? That's my point. It's not. So make sure that your expectations and your goals are realistic and they align. Just make sure they align. They are aligned and they're realistic, and you will gauge and know what is realistic, because you have to go by what is historically happening now. What is historically happening now? And then how do I set a goal and expectation for what the future is going to be without it being unrealistic? Okay, so think about that. And if you have trouble thinking about what your expectations are, especially for those new people, then reach out to someone and bounce it off them. Okay, because this is when you should be talking to someone. Okay, and that could be a mentor, peer, something like that, you know, a competitor. They're just as good as a mentor or peer. Know your numbers. Every website has analytics. Every social media has analytics. You can actually see on your Google Analytics for your website, or whatever analytics you're using. It might be the back end of your website, might be on the back end of Wix, Squarespace, you know, Weebly, whatever you have. Okay. Know your numbers. It will tell you where your traffic is coming from. Analytics is so key, and it's so pivotal for any business owner to understand and get to know. Do you have to be an expert? No. You just need to have a good foundation and understand your numbers. Because if you look at your numbers and you're seeing that, let's say hypothetically 25% of your traffic's coming from Facebook, and then one day you just wake up and you're like, I'm not doing Facebook anymore, it's not doing anything. And then I would say to you, if I was your mentor, I would say, hey, have you looked at your analytics? How much traffic are you getting from there? And if you never have looked at it and you gave up, and in actuality, 25% of your traffic was coming from Facebook, you just killed 25% of your traffic. That's what I'm talking about in regards to analytics. Know your number, know where your traffic is coming from. Don't just ditch something just because you think it's not performing. You know, people aren't going to raise their hand and say, I found you on Facebook or I found you on Twitter. People don't do that. So you have to look at the back end and see, how did this person come to me? And it'll be very general because it's going to show you everyone. It's not going to show you that one particular client. Okay, so you've got to know your analytics. Put your time and energy and resources on the things that are delivering. And you can tell on the back end of your website. You just have to go and explore and make sure you know your numbers. Okay, especially if you're going to give up on something. Okay, so here's the beautiful thing. 40% of small businesses do not have a presence on social media. Yep, it's very sad. And that's a huge opportunity for those who are on social media and really crushing it. Okay, because there are a lot of businesses, for their own selfish reasons, don't choose to be on social media. And that's fine and dandy, but they're going to eventually see that social media is actually a great place to be, especially for that passive person, for that passive message. Okay. Social media is absolutely 100% free. So take advantage of it. It is absolutely 100% free. And people spend about an average of 4 hours a day on it. How? Wow. Right? Wow. And this is the opportunity for you to make sure that you get your voice out, that you start growing your business using the power of social media. The caveat here is it is a lot of work. You're going to see it's a lot of work, but if you put the time and energy into it, you will get a return. I promise you, you will get a return, but you've got to put the time and energy into it. You can't just assume that it's going to work for you automatically. No, please don't have that bad expectation. First thing you have to do is you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan in place for your strategy for social media. And we're going to walk through how to create your plan, because everybody should have a plan. Don't just go guns blazing, going on social media just to post. That's not a plan. Okay. The other thing you need to know is, what is the process? And what is the process that you have in place for a customer to go through your funnel, your sales funnel, your process, your cycle, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't have to be an actual funnel. It is just the process that you have in place. Okay. And so here I just put a hypothetical one. I put attract by having keywords, hashtags, and content, convert them by a proposal, book a meeting, or they put it in a shopping cart, close by follow-up meeting, onboarding, and then delight by thanking them, asking for referrals, and then sending them, maybe asking them to do a survey. So know and understand what is the process in your business and your model. How does it work, and how are you attracting and putting people through your sales cycle or your process? Okay, before we go into the nuances for social media, I'm just going to give you a big picture kind of framework for you to really think about. Social media is just a big, huge networking party. That's all it is. I don't care. It's the Twitter party, Facebook party, the LinkedIn party, the Instagram party. It's just one big party, and it's a big networking virtual party. That's what it is. And how do we conglomerate to each other based on our needs or our similarities? Well, we post things. And so we're posting those things so that we can attract those people that are most likely going to gravitate to those posts, right? And that's the whole hype behind what you're doing with social media. So if you think about a party, a real party, when you go to the party, there are separate, different, like little circles of people. And maybe somebody over here, they're all talking about jokes. Maybe this group over here are tasting the wine. Maybe these people over here in the back are foodies and they're all by the food station. That's the same way as you trying to attract your future customers. It's one big hypothetical party, and your content is what's going to attract them. Okay, so think about that big picture, because if you don't have that frame of reference or that framework in place, then you're not going to understand the nuances on how social media works. So one big networking party, your job is to come up with content to gravitate, get the people that are most likely to buy into your goods, service, or product to come to you. Okay, so think about that as we think about this big picture overall. Okay, social media. 3 things you have to do. That's it. 3 things. You want to educate, entertain, and engage. That's all you want to do on social media. And I'm going to walk you through on how to do these things so that you're doing them correctly and to your target audience, because you have to keep your target audience in mind. Okay. So first and foremost, you want to create a content calendar. And the reason why you want this content calendar is when you sit at your desk and you get ready to start creating your content, this is really going to help you streamline it and make it a little more easier for you to create your content. I did a hypothetical one. You can screenshot it. You can use it. I don't care. But keep in mind what your goal is. Your goal is to engage, entertain, and educate. And also keep in mind who your audience is. Okay, keep in mind who your audience is. Monday, we have motivation. Tuesday, tips. Wednesday, selling your service. Thursday, video, blog, article. And Friday is your community post or a meme. So what you want to do when you're thinking about your content calendar is you can copy this exactly, or you can mix this around. If you don't like how this is, move it around. I don't care. What I will preference and tell you is Fridays are usually the least visible posts. So don't put your best posts on Friday. Please don't ever. Always put your best posts. I always say front load. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Front load your best posts or your best themes. Front load it. And then keep the, blase one or the ones that you really don't want to put a lot of time and energy on Friday. So keep that in mind, because Friday are least viewed posts. They're the weakest of any day of the week. And I think it's because people are ready to cut out and they're ready to go home. So as I said, your posts need to be targeting your audience. Do not have it where you have a lactating business and your Monday motivational post is on leadership. does that have anything to do with lactating moms? Anybody? Yay, nay, yes, no? Because I want to make sure you understand this. Like, keep in mind, okay, no, thank you, Laura. So keep in mind that your motivation should be toward your audience. And if you have lactating moms, let's say that your motivation is on Monday is maybe a meme of a frustrated mom because she had the worst weekend ever, or she couldn't sleep. So things like that, they're going to help that mom and relate to that person. So that's the name of the game. You want to relate to your target audience. Do not post things that are not relatable to your target audience. Okay. So I had a client one time and I did an audit, and she was targeting accountants. She was targeting accountants because she was selling this software that was going to make their life easier and streamline things for them. So when I looked at her post, she was teaching accountants how to be accountants. And I'm like, you're doing the wrong thing. They already know how to be an accountant. Why would you give them posts about how to become an accountant? I said, your post should be on things accountants like or are attracted to, not how to be an accountant. Okay. So I hope I'm not confusing you here, but make sure that your content, excuse me, really is targeting your audience. Okay. How many times is consistent? Well, 3 times a week is minimum. 5 times is great. It's fantastic. And the reason why I say 3 times a week minimum, I don't want you to set yourself up for failure. I want you to set yourself up so that you manage this and you can do it. I don't care if your expectation is once a week, and then grow to 2 times a week, and then grow to 3 times a week. So please make sure you manage your own expectations when you set up how many times a week that you're posting. And I'll say it again, 3 times is minimum, 5 times is key. That's the winner. Okay. And the 3 days that you pick are your 3 days. That's on you. Okay. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about posting your content to social media. Social media is a great way to tell your story, because that's what you're doing. You're telling your story in little nuggets, week by week by week by week. That's what you're doing. And that's why social media is key for this. Now, social media, just like this workshop, is meant to be a dialogue. It's meant to be where you post something and you're wanting people to comment and share their thoughts. You do not want it to be a monologue. You don't want a lot of posts about you and self-serving and selling. That does nothing, and you will not be attracting any new followers. So keep that in mind as you think about your content and what you use for social media. So how do we post? So this is your setup for a post. So again, this is a screenshot opportunity. This is the foundation for your post. You want to definitely have a headline, and we're going to talk about headlines. You want the body, so your information that you're going to share. You want to close your posts. You want a call to action, and then you want some hashtags. So let me stop for a moment. Laura had a question. I noticed that you didn't have Saturday and Sunday on your plan. Are those days not as busy or seen as often? You are correct, Laura. So just like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are not heavy content days at all. So we have some clients that want more than 5 days a week. So we usually say if I had to choose between Saturday and Sunday, Sunday is better and later in the day, Sunday as opposed to Saturday. But yes, they're not heavily populated. And it's ironic because the heaviest time people are on social media is during the day when they're at work. So 8 to 5. So it's ironic, but that's when people are on social media. They're not working, they're searching their social media accounts. So that was a great question. Thank you for asking that. That was a really, really good question. And so that hopefully everybody gets some feedback on that as well. The other thing I would say on Saturday and Sunday is if you're retail or e-commerce, you should be doing 7 days a week. So that is one of the exceptions to the rule. But you don't have to do Saturday and Sunday if you're business to business or any other model, because not a lot of people are on social media Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. Okay. So again, here's the layout for your post. And again, I'm going to break it down for you. So headline is something that gets someone's attention. So when you're doing a post, and I'll show you examples of posts, the headline has to get their attention. And if you think about your business model, it's usually your unique selling proposition that will be a headline. It's usually a strength that you have against your competition. That could be your headline. It could be a special offer. That could be the headline. So again, your headline really has to get someone's attention. If you don't get someone's attention with that headline, you're missing the opportunity for engagement. Okay. Because remember, we're doing 3 things: educate, entertain, and engage. So keep that in mind when you think of your headline. So a headline really does make a big difference between your post getting some engagement or not. Okay. Okay, here is an example of a post. And fortunately or unfortunately, this was a paid ad post. And usually people who do the paid ad posts, you're going to see them put their best foot forward on these paid ads. So any of the posts that you see in your feed that have sponsored, those are ones that you should just stop, maybe not click, because then you're going to ask to be fed more, but maybe examine that post and really kind of compare it to what I'm sharing with you, because those people hire someone to do the post exactly the way I'm trying to tell you, and they pay big money, and you'll see the similarities and the commonalities in that. And this post, you can see that they got over 589 likes, 67 comments, and 28 shares. Okay. So I always test a post first, and if it gets good engagement, then I'll create it as an ad. So this was created as an ad. That's why you have the hyper kind of activity going. This is not organic. They put money behind this one. And if you look at the layout of the post, it really feeds into the top is coaches and marketing agencies. So they really spell out in their headline who they're talking to. And then we will place an appointment setter within your business. And if they don't perform, it's free. So a really good headline to get someone's attention. Okay. So again, keep that in mind as you're doing your own posts. Some people in the past have asked me, well, isn't this one too long? This is the second part of the post. I'm like, no, it's not about how short or long it is, because I've seen very super engaged short posts, and I've seen very super engaged long posts. It's not about that. It's about the content, and it's about how you lure people in and keep their attention. Okay. So that's what you want to keep in mind when you're thinking about and analyzing your posts. Okay. Let's see. Here's another one. This is one short and snappy, just a very short, snappy one. This new book reveals how quickly to acquire businesses and unlimited leads for zero money out of pocket. And the results of over 30 years, blah, blah, blah. So get your free book today. So again, short, sweet, to the point. If you look at, again, this is a sponsored ad. He's 102 likes, 14 comments, 8 shares. So again, I'm to the point. It doesn't have to be long and joyous, and it doesn't have to be short, so everybody's is different, and it's how you put that post together. I love sharing this, and you're going to understand why. So this is a competitor because they actually provide content, and this person provides video content. I have a masterclass or something where if you pay a set price, it looks like it's $147. They'll give you all these editing tools and video guides and video tips and everything so that you get engagement with your videos. Okay. So the post actually is a great setup. There's a great headline with the Black Friday offer, and then goes into the meat of what you're getting. And then it goes into the call to action. Okay. And remember, you have to have a call to action. You got to tell people what to do. Okay. And price point always helps. I promise you, price point always helps if you can. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. But my point on this post, if I can get it back, we're talking about video. The biggest mistake this person made in their post is they use a static image when they're telling you how great they are at video, how great video can engage people, how great video is overall, but yet this is a static image. So this to me is a really, really bad post. And because I'm a marketer, I'm judging it because I'm like, well, if you're so great with video, why didn't you use your video? Right? Wouldn't you ask the same thing? No, you guys wouldn't ask that. You wouldn't think to say, oh, you're going to sell me all this video and that your video is very effective and it's super great. And, you know, blah, blah, you're going to give me all the tips and tools to attract all kinds of traffic, but yet you're using a static image. Why would you do that? You lost all credibility. Does that make sense? Because again, be so tuned into that, but don't make the same mistake. If, oh, Jesus, if you're talking video, then put a video. If you're talking about sleep disorder, then you better have your image or video reflect what you're talking about. So make sure it matches. If you have a testimonial, make sure that that says testimonial or the picture of the person who gave you the testimonial or 5 stars. So make sure it matches your dialogue, please, because the one big thing that people miss out on in engagement is it doesn't match. Okay. So selling your service, that is your selling post. You should do that once a week. If you're in retail or you have a shop a cart or something like that, you should do it twice a week. So more than once. But if you're just a regular service-based business or product-based business, once a week is plenty. And when you do sell it hard. Talk about, you know, what your headline is. Make sure the headline is engaging. Talk about the service. Talk about the price point. Give it a call to action toward the end. Tell people what to do. That way they know what to do. If you do not tell people what to do, they will not go to your website. They were not going to check you out. You got to tell people what to do. So please don't miss this mark. I have done so many audits on people's social media where they don't even tell people, like they're selling it very well. They have all this great stuff and it's affordable and it's awesome. And there's a testimonial there, but then they end it and they say, contact me, and that's it. No link, no website, no information. Let's get started. Nothing. So make sure you tell people what to do. People want to be told what to do. I promise you. Okay. Call to action. Does everybody know that this means call to action? Does anybody know what call to action is? What if your sell is just that they follow you? Okay. So you're not interested in selling a service at all, Laura? You're not going to get money? You just want a bunch of followers? Yes. Okay. So is your book out now or is it coming? Coming. So I'm building momentum. Okay. So yes, you can get people, and just your call to action would be follow me. I have an amazing opportunity coming up soon. Build that momentum. Don't tell them you have a book coming. Just build that surprise momentum. Say, I have an amazing opportunity coming soon. Please follow me. I will update you and let you know. And if you have a drop dead date, you can give the drop dead date and say, you know, it will be launching on May 24th or, you know, December 35th or whatever. There's no December 31st. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. So build the momentum. Yes, you can use follow me for sure. And then the other thing I would do too, Laura, if I were you, I would get them to your website. I would get them to, I would give them extra kudos, say you will, and if you sign up for my newsletter, we'll alert you when this opportunity comes. You want emails, please, dear. You definitely want emails. Send them to your website. Start capturing emails. Okay. It's like a downloadable freebie as a lead magnet. Okay. So again, I would build momentum and create it as this mystery thing, and try to get as many emails as you can, but yes, you can. So I hope I answered your question. Call to action. What is your call to action? Again, what are you doing? And then Laura just shared hers, which is amazing. So call to action. What are you doing to get people to convert? Because you have to have a call to action. You can't just not have a call to action. You got to have something. So on ours, the first 30 days are free. For Social Buzz, for 10X, it's a free business valuation if someone wants to sell their business. So what is your call to action? What are you going to use to convert people? So learn more, book a free consult, join today, shop now, free, download today, coupon code. You know, there's so many different types of call to action. You just have to know what yours is and what are you utilizing it and how are you using it? Okay. So call to actions are really important, especially on selling posts. Okay. Does everybody here know about tagging? Does anybody not know? I need to know if anybody does not know what tagging is on social media. Anybody not know what tagging is? Okay. So Monique, pick one or the other. You have book a free consult and join my newsletter. So use one or the other every time. Don't use both. Okay. So flip flop. So use one or the other. Don't use both. Okay. Okay. So I know, but never use it. Okay, great. Thanks, David. I appreciate that. Okay. So here's the reality is when you use the little @ sign, when you're typing, you use a little @ sign. Tagging means if you reference something in your post. So if in our post, I'm trying to find the post, we said LinkedIn, we could do the @ sign and then start typing LinkedIn, and LinkedIn would be tagged. Okay. So what does that mean? That means whoever's following LinkedIn, okay, they'll be alerted that there is this post with LinkedIn in it. So it'll be fed to the LinkedIn crowd or followers. And let's say LinkedIn had 1.2 million followers on either Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. You can tag on just about any social platform. And that's what tagging is. It's just merely typing in that @ sign and then start typing the business or the company or location that you're trying to tag. It has to complement your post and it has to be correct. You can't force a tag. You can't, let's say Green Bay Packers, I'm from Wisconsin. So let's say with Green Bay Packers has 34 million followers. I can't tag every post with Green Bay Packers just to capitalize on that. No, it would be inappropriate and it's not a good fit and it doesn't blend well. So make sure that when you're tagging that it is correct and that it's appropriate. So there are a lot of businesses that work with other businesses. So we have a business coach and they like tagging the businesses that they work with anytime that they're doing something really well, or when they're doing a shout out for an event that they're doing. Okay. So that's what tagging is when you use the @ sign and you start typing that business and it populates, and then you'll see how many followers they have because it tells you. Okay. That's what tagging is. It's good. It's a good thing to do. Don't force it. Let it be natural. If it's in your dialogue for your post, then it's a tagging opportunity. Okay. Hashtags. Okay. Hashtags. What are hashtags and why? Does anybody know? Yay, I'm in Wisconsin too. That's awesome. Anybody know what hashtags are or why you use them? Anybody? Somebody give it a shot. Somebody try to guess what hashtags are and why we use them. Anybody? Nobody know? Okay. I'm not going to force you guys if you don't know. Okay. Eventually, I'm going to tell you right now, hashtags will eventually go away because of AI. Okay. Hashtags will eventually go away. Hashtags were incorporated back in the day when we would search, Google search. And if you wanted something really to be significant and pop up when someone searched that, you would put a hashtag. So I would use social media if I wanted some, and on my posts, especially for hashtag social buzz, if I wanted that to populate when someone did a search. And if you don't know this already, LinkedIn is a big search engine. Twitter is a big search engine. Facebook's a big, all of them are huge search engines. They all have a search bar, and they're all, if you drop in a keyword search, you will populate everything that has that keyword search. So again, hashtags are meant to help you align with any word that someone's searching in that social media. Or let's say they put ads, you're going to be, your stuff is going to come up against that. So keep in mind that I am a firm believer that these hashtags will eventually go away because AI bots on the back end do a very good job of finding keywords and what have you without the hashtags. Okay. And so again, yep, that's David. You are correct. Find others with similar interests. Yes, that's exactly what hashtags are for. So I would use them judiciously, meaning don't hashtag stuff. There's so many people that hashtag stuff, and you probably see it more on Instagram than anywhere else. You don't need 50 million hashtags, and if you use inappropriate hashtags to the content, you do get pinged for that. I promise you get pinged. So make sure the hashtag complements the post and it's very specific to that post. I had another audit I did, and the business owner was always a hashtagging business. So they were an accountant and they always hashtag business. That's so broad-based. And I was like, why do you keep hashtagging business? And she's like, because we go after other businesses. And I said, just hashtag small business, hashtag plumbers, hashtag owners. I go, hashtag things that are very specific. Don't hashtag very general things, because when you start doing general things, then you're just now lumped up together with a bunch of crap. Okay. So make sure that you're doing your hashtag smart. And if you don't understand hashtags and don't get it, don't use any at all. Only hashtag your business name. That's it. Okay. So if you don't understand it, don't know how it works, don't understand why, don't use any, just hashtag your business. That's it. Okay. Okay. So, oops, wrong direction. Okay. So we got to speed things up now. Okay. So the other thing you want to make sure that you do for your algorithm is you got to reply to people, whether that's in your inbox and whether that's a comment. I don't care if it's a stupid comment like, oh, funny video. Thank them. Thank them. Thank you so much for following and supporting me. So if you get a comment, please reply. If you get a comment and it's displeasing, it's distasteful, it's just bad, if you click these three dots, you hide it. Don't delete it. Hide it. Just hide it. If you delete a comment, that person will know and they'll really come back at you. So if there's comments you don't like, just hit the three dots and hide it. Do not delete it. But make sure you're commenting to all other comments. Make sure, because again, that helps your algorithm. Make sure that you're in the inbox message, you're replying. That helps your algorithm. The social media platform will send you more people if you are engaging. Okay. So don't just let it go. The other thing that you should be thinking about doing and really want to create a strategy for is video marketing. You want to do as many videos as you can. And if you start off once a week, I'm going to tell you, I challenge you, do a reel every week. That is going to blow your business up. So if I were you, I'd start doing some short videos. And if you do it, then you can put those, repurpose them and put them in other places. So if YouTube as a short, your Instagram, your Facebook. So start doing videos. I'm challenging you and telling you to do that because videos are king. People are time starved. and the trade leaders in the marketing industry are saying that within 2 to 3 years, social media will be nothing but video. That is it. Nothing but video. And you know what your lifestyle's like and other people, we're all time starved. And so we want it really quick, right? We want it really quick. I gave an example the other day. I was doing some home improvement and we were trying to fix something. I don't know what it was. Let's just say hypothetically, we were trying to fix a leaky faucet. I'm just making this up. Well, there was one video that was like, 25 minutes long. And then there was one video that was 2 minutes long. Guess which one I watched? And the one that solved my problem, the 2-minute one. I just needed a quick video. I needed to know what I need to do. Deep, deep, deep. That was it. 1, 2, 3. It was fixed. I can move on. And so again, I'm an A-type personality, and that's exactly what fit my personality and what I needed. So think about video, think about how you can utilize video and how that really is going to help you stand out as you move forward. And the sooner that you get on board with video, the better for your business. Okay. Okay. Reviews. I can't tell you how important these are. If you are a business owner and you get a ton of reviews, that is way better than paying lots of money for SEO, search engine optimization. And search engine optimization, by the way, is not cheap. It is expensive. But if you get a ton of videos, well, you're like, what is a ton of videos? I don't care. Keep getting them. If you get 100, 200, 300, 500, I actually have a client that has 1,000 videos and they don't have to do anything else. They get a ton of not videos, 1,000 reviews. They get organic traffic by the reviews alone. And reviews don't have to just be on Facebook. They can be on Facebook, on Yelp, on Google My Business. If I had to set a precedence and a preference, I would say Google My Business would be my priority. Okay. Facebook second, Yelp third. Okay. All three are very important. And I would utilize all three. There are lots of other places where you can leave reviews. Just don't pay for these. If you can do them for free and get them, great. Don't feel like you have to pay for them. Okay. Okay. Anybody have any questions in regards to review? And here's the thing. If you're having challenges getting reviews, especially when you're starting out, here's what I did when I first started out. I would do pro bono work and ask for a review in exchange instead of money. You heard me? I would do pro bono work and ask for a review, a public review in exchange. You can do that until you get enough reviews that now you start creating demand, start asking for money. But reviews create credibility. There's nothing better than a good, solid foundation of reviews. Okay. Contests. Contests are another way to engage your client base. You can work with a partner to create contests. So if you're local and you have a local coffee shop, you can work with the local coffee shop, then you're promoting them and you're promoting you at the same time. The thing that you can't do when you do contests, you can't say like, share, or comment. You have to use alternative words like give me a heart, pass on a friend, so don't use like, comment, or share. Those were common words in the old days. It pings Facebook. So just use alternative words. And contests are also a great way to get more email lists. If you send them to your website and they sign up and then you're picking one random winner a month or however you do it, just make sure that if you do run a contest that you show proof of performance, meaning you announce the winner, because you don't want to run a contest and never announce a winner. Okay. So just make sure you're offering proof of performance. Events are another opportunity to create momentum. Events are workshops just like this one that you're in. Events can also be Mother's Day. If you're selling to moms, then you want to create a Mother's Day event. and you want to like say Happy Mother's Day to everybody. And in honor of Mother's Day, maybe in that event that you create, you say, we're going to give moms, 5% off or some kind of freebie or bono or something. And that's how you utilize events. Events are great because all the social media platforms do circulate the events. Okay. Okay, paid ads. Paid ads are another opportunity on any social platform. And here's what I'm going to tell you in regards to paid ads. Try organic first before you go down any road for paid ads. Always try organic first. And if you do any paid ads, so there's two ways to do it. You can have an ad campaign, which you kind of have to know a little bit about ads to put that together, or you can hit the boost button. Either way, I'm not saying anyone is better than the other, because if you do one or the other, at least you're doing something. Okay. I have some clients that boost their ads and they say they get a ton of response from it when they do it. And then I have other clients who have tried boosting and they say they don't get anything and they get more response from a campaign, an ad campaign. So it's just neither here nor there. And again, it's how you build out the ad campaign as well. Okay. My God. Okay. Okay. So we're just going over a little hour and I'm going to try and speed this up and wrap it up for you. Okay. So just make it easy for someone to get a hold of you. At the end of the day, I see a lot of social media and they make it really, really hard for someone to get a hold of them because they don't put their email, they don't put their website, they miss out on a lot of stuff. So just make it easy for someone to do business with you. Keep that in mind. And especially on your posts, there's so much more that you can do. I promise you. Advertising and marketing is about reminding your future customers when and why to shop you. That's all you're doing. So again, you're reminding your future customers who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you. That's what you're doing. I love giving this story. I'm going to give it to you today. This is a great story. Is anybody here not familiar with McDonald's? Drop it in a chat if you're not familiar with McDonald's. And I like using McDonald's as an example because they're a multi-billion-dollar company and they're well branded. If you see those golden arches when you're driving, you know exactly what you want at McDonald's. It's either the fries or the shake or their Big Mac or something. Okay. McDonald's is so well branded. Babies come out of the womb asking for nuggets. I don't get it. I don't know how, but they do. That's how well branded McDonald's is. So what I want you to think about, and what I want you to keep in mind conceptually is their big picture, their strategy. Okay. Not the platforms they choose or the money they spend. I want you to think of big picture, their strategy. McDonald's strategy is you're never, ever, ever going to see McDonald's go dark. What does that mean? You're never, ever, ever going to see McDonald's not on a billboard, not on TV, not on social media. You're never going to see them go dark. You're never. And the reason why is McDonald's knows that if they don't remind you and I to buy a Big Mac every single day, day after day after day, if they don't remind us, they will lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in one day, just one day. So McDonald's knows that they have to remind you and I to buy a Big Mac every single day. And they will run their campaigns every single day to remind us. Does that make sense to you guys? Because that's what I'm trying to teach you. That's what I'm trying to help you understand, is that your job as a business owner is to remind your future customers who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you. And you can't do that by staying silent. You can't do that by not doing anything. Can't. Nobody's going to know you except you if you don't start telling everybody who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you. And that's what I wanted to tell you about McDonald's. It's not how much money they spend. It's not the platforms they choose. It is that big picture strategy that they have to remind you and I to buy a Big Mac every single day. So marketing and advertising is a marathon. It is not a sprint. There's no overnight success. There's no like it, like there's this magic pill or bullet. There's none of that. You have to work at it and you will get a return. I promise you, you will get a return. And like I said, I started my business with purely social media. I am here today because my business is successful from social media. I continue to use social media. So at the end of the day, you only have two options to grow your business. One, you do it, you pound the pavement, you do the cold calling, you do the hustling, you do it. Okay. You're hitting the ground running. The second is you hire or pay someone to do it for you because you don't have the capacity to do it, or you just don't want to do it. And that's okay. So either you do it or you hire someone to do it. There is no third option. If you do nothing, you get nothing, and you're going to reap the rewards of doing nothing. I promise you. So people always ask me, when do you stop marketing? Never, never. When you're ready to close the doors, then stop, because I promise you the doors will close automatically. So that's when you stop doing marketing. Marketing is a part of your business, just like anything else, just like how you have to pay rent or anything else. Okay, it's a wrap. Does anybody have questions? Anybody, any feedback? Anybody want to share anything? Anybody want to share any thoughts that they learned? Anybody? No? All good? Yes, that makes sense. When you make those first posts, it feels like we're talking into a void. Absolutely. Can you please what? What? Tanya, what can I please what? So here's the thing, and I hear this all the time when people are doing their social media. They feel like they're talking about themselves a lot. They feel like they're doing too much. They feel like it's a too much and it's going to burden that person. No, you're not. I promise you. Not everybody's seeing your posts. Not everybody's is tuning in every day. No. So don't ever feel like that. Please don't ever. So can you please go over the body and close quickly? Yes. So basically, like I said, let me find the post and I can dissect it for you. You want to make sure in your posts, like you have your headline, you have your body that tells about this problem you're solving, kind of sets them up so they can identify with it. Okay. And then you have your close. Okay. And so your closes, you're wrapping it up and you're letting them know. Okay. And then your call to action. Join Kat as she walks you through 10 things you need to know before you sell your business. So that's your call to action. And on this one, we have a couple of call to actions. There's one, there's two, and then there's a second close, which is the tagline, helping entrepreneurs buy and sell their business. So that's the close again. So that's basically what you're doing when you do your business. Okay. You want to make sure you have that framework, and it does work. I promise you it does. And if you can choose to have that framework on all posts or just your selling posts and maybe your blog posts. You don't have to have it on all posts. You don't need the selling hard and the call to action on every post. You do not. I promise you, you do not. So pick and choose your battle, play with it, experiment, and start watching the results, because the ones that perform better, you're of course going to do more. Okay, great. Well, awesome. Well, thank you everyone for your time. I appreciate it. And I will put this on YouTube if you ever want to review it. So you will have access to it. And thank you again for joining me. I appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great evening. Bye.